Okay, so when you start writing your book, one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to write a how-to book, right? You don't want just to write a checklist, a step-by-step. What you want to do is you want to write stories. You want to tell stories. So yes, the checklist, the how to get stuff done, or what needs to be done is part of your book, but you include stories in there because what it does is it creates an emotional bond between you and the reader. They look at you and they say, hey, you're a real person and I can relate to what you're saying. I've been through that. I've experienced it, whatever it is, right? And so, but if you just give a checklist and you just say, hey, do this, then do that, then do the other thing, it's like, okay, great, thanks for the info, but it doesn't connect you to that person. Now, one of the other things that I like to do when I'm writing books is oftentimes, like for example, my first book, it was a For Sale by Owner book. It was I would tell them what needs to be done, but I didn't tell them how it needs to be done. Not really. And it's important to understand that when you're writing, if you can, give them the what, but not the how, because you're the how. You're the one that knows how to get that particular thing done. Now, that doesn't mean you just outright don't say, hey, if you're writing a book, I mean, if you're selling your house on your own and you're doing an open house, yeah, here's some steps that you can do. But when it comes to, put an ad on Facebook. Do you go into great detail about how to put a successful ad on Facebook? No, unless you have an affiliate link to an advertising program. Okay, but that's a whole that goes into our other section. But the point is you're not going to sit there and tell them how to do it. You can say, hey, you need to do a Facebook ad, and here's why. Because a Facebook ad is going to get you the most exposures to potential buyers in the area. And, when the last person that we worked with who put a good, successful Facebook ad on there that we did for them, right? Catch them, hook them, get them to say, hey, I want you to do it for me too. The last one that we did for one of our For Sale by Owner friends was extremely successful, and it drew 43 people to the house in the first week, and we got 12 offers, whatever the story is, right? You tell that story and how that person felt about it. There's a lot of importance in explaining how people feel about things too, because if they can't equate a feeling to what's going on, then it doesn't stick with them. It's not sticky, right? We want the information that we're sharing, the what, not the how, but the what. We want that to be sticky with our audience. So anyways, hopefully you found that interesting. We'll move on to the next module.